Innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latram.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Here we go, a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Can I get a yeah, you right out of you? The weekend's upon us, New Orleans. How nice is that? But first, number 9, Drew Brees from San Diego, California. He is correct. New Orleans, Louisiana, home of fun, festivals, parties. It's holiday season. A lot of tourists come in town for Christmas and New Year because New Orleans is a great place to be. People aren't flocking to Dallas or Atlanta or Houston or Phoenix or Denver or Seattle or, outside of like New Orleans, New York, Washington, D.C., can't think of too many places people are flocking to for Christmas or New Year. But we're a great city, especially for visitors. That old Las Vegas line, great place to visit, wouldn't want to live here. I think that's the new New Orleans. Tourists are like, boy, love the city. Great place to visit, wouldn't want to live there. I don't know what street I'm on because there are no street signs. I don't know if the street's one way or two way. There's no striping. Potholes everywhere. Sidewalks all messed up. This mayor is mentally deficient. Boy, tourists see us, they're going to go crazy. Tourists that see us during Mardi Gras. Could you imagine coming in for Mardi Gras? You're from like Nebraska. You're partying all day. You come into your hotel room at night. You plop down on the bed and the Rex court is meeting with like what, Comus Court or whatever they do. The king and queen. These folks from out of town must be like, what the hell is this? These people think they're royalty or something. They're taking this seriously. Just hard to figure out like that side of Mardi Gras Carnival, which we all get and understand. No, we never look at it and be like, what is this weird stuff? All right, maybe a little. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Yeah, you're right. The biggest game in Tulane football history is tomorrow afternoon. In 24 hours, it'll be halftime. And I'm just hoping and praying it's like 14-13, something like that. 17-14, 21-17, 10-9. I'm hoping for a tight ball game. Hoping. Now, look, on the year, I don't gamble. I don't bet. But these sucker bets just jump out at me sometimes based off of the Vegas line. A great example is one in basketball early this year. UNO had upset TCU on the road. Now, no one really knows how good or bad TCU is, but they know that's a viable major program, and UNO went up there and beat them. So you're like, wow, Master P, UNO, new team, they must be for real. Then they go to LSU like a week later, 5 days later, and LSU's favored by 20. And all I can think about is LSU, Matt McMahon the last few years, bottom of the SEC, haven't been very good. So I'm like, Las Vegas has LSU favored by 19.5, 20 points over UNO, which just beat TCU. The sucker bet is UNO. Everybody's going, God, LSU's not that good. UNO looks like they're pretty good. How can LSU be giving UNO 19? My God, you got to pound UNO. I was like, no, the sucker bet's UNO because that's what everyone's thinking. Vegas has that line there because they think LSU's going to rip UNO. LSU won by like 35, almost doubled up the spread. No, you don't seek out or look for, sucker bets. They just throw themselves out there. And Ole Miss, favored by 17.5. Tulane is the sucker bet for gamblers. Ole Miss is the pick. but I'm a New Orleanian. I'm going against logic and kind of injecting my heart in this. And also what I hope and pray and wish happens, that Tulane upsets Ole Miss. I try to be rational about it. Mario Brothers, you're caught in this emotional loop as I am. We're trying to justify it. I mean, I think it's like three things can happen. Ole Miss is going to do what the Vegas boys say, rip Tulane again like 45-10. Or Ole Miss is going to win in a tight one, or Tulane might be able to win in a tight one. Those are the three scenarios of win. So 2 out of 3 are Ole Miss winning.
That's very fair. That's a fair prediction, I think. But I really just think Tulane has a coaching advantage in this one, not just because I think John Summerall is a better coach than Pete Golding is, head coach, I mean.
Yeah.
But these two teams played each other already. Yep. Like, they're going to be able to go over the film. Tulane's a much improved team, just like Ole Miss is a much improved team, but Ole Miss has a different coaching staff. Like, I just don't see that not being a factor in the game.
No, I think that's a good point. I think Ole Miss is a better team defensively. They were sort of mediocre. Now they're like okay on D. They're not dominant. The offense is really good. Yeah, Ole Miss doesn't have their head coach anymore. He's at LSU. You got an assistant coach now as head coach for the first time at a major college level. And yeah, he's going to look at Frank Wilson when he was at LSU, late getting plays in, things like that. And he was a head coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so they're going to have some problems.
They might have the same people technically calling plays like the OC and the DC, but it's still just going to be a completely different operation.
No, and then there's never a Lane Kiffin interjecting going, guys, we need to run it more. Guys, throw it more, where it changes their mindset. No, it's a different team. There's no doubt. Plus, there's like Chambliss. There's talk of him maybe, transfer portal. Supposedly a lot of the team is against this guy all of a sudden. Is he going to play? Are they going to go to the backup QB?
Yeah.
And then I'll throw this out, Mario. John Summerall's father passed away today. Just today.
Yeah.
Like a day before this biggest game. John Summerall's father got to see his son really accomplish a lot.
That's awesome.
In the last few years, he saw his son go from making, little under $1 million a year at Troy, which the dad had to be blown away. He's like, probably, making $1 million a year at Troy. It was like 900,000. The dad was probably like, my boy's making what I made in a decade, and he's doing it in a year. And then he sees him go to Florida and $7.5 million a year. He's like, my boy's going to make more in a year than I made in my entire life.
Yeah. He should be really proud. And the team's going to play extra hard for a coach.
I think all of a sudden the team's going to go extra hard because of Summerall's emotional loss, losing their father.
And how awesome of a story would that be if they were able to pull it off? I mean, Brett Favre, Monday Night Football, after his father died, a baseball player, I forget who. Like, we've seen so many cool stories like that.
Yep. No, are you kidding me? That would be great.
It'd be awesome. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, man. I'm really hoping they could at least keep competitive, if not pull the upset.
Yeah, no, I am too. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I mean, brain. I think that Tulane's going to cover the 17.5, but I still think that's the sucker bet.
Yeah.
If I were strictly a gambler with no emotion, I would bet Ole Miss.
It's just hard, even for the Vegas guys, though. It's hard to handicap what we were just talking about, I feel like.
No, I think that's right, but they always do.
Yeah.
They always do, Mario. They very rarely miss stuff.
I hear you.
And then, like, for us to say maybe they're missing it, we're talking about a 1 out of 50 chance they're missing it.
Yeah, exactly. But they're missing something like subjective. They're trying to make an objective, prediction based on the data and all that. But stuff like this, you just can't predict. And what if some offensive guys don't like Pete Golding?
No, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. But they weigh all of this in on the spreads based off of everything you're talking about. They don't neglect anything you've said.
I hear you. I just think it's a unique situation. And
I do too.
I'm with you. I think they definitely cover, but I'm holding out hope they can pull the upset just because of all the Lane Kiffin stuff. If none of that was going on, I'd agree with you 100%.
Well, you're with me heart-wise. My brain's telling gamblers that don't care about Tulane or Ole Miss, bet Ole Miss. That's the sucker bets Tulane.
My brain would honestly probably be stay away because I don't feel honestly safe enough to bet my money on Ole Miss either.
But my heart is I think Tulane's going to play really well tomorrow. And I mentioned this, Mario. I think the biggest key, and I know these are like geeky stats, like no turnovers, controlling the clock, like they did in the American Athletic Championship game. North Texas had a powerful offense. You remember that first drive? They went like 12 plays. It turned like 7 minutes. Tulane gets the ball, goes like 13 plays, and took like 8 minutes, like more. So they like stuck it right in North Texas's face, like we can hang with you. Then they got turnovers and some stops. But the time of possession's key. I think 35 minutes plus for Tulane holding the ball. Every second, every minute over 35 minutes time of possession dramatically increases Tulane's chances of keeping it tight and maybe even pulling the upset. I think if it's even time of possession or worse, like Ole Miss dominates that, they'll win like 45-10.
That's everything. I think that's kind of the key stat. For me, another key thing is going to be the start of the game. If Tulane can find a way to score the first touchdown or like have the lead after the first quarter, just make Ole Miss feel a little bit of pressure.
No. Could you imagine the Wave getting the ball first and taking like 7-8 minutes to go down the field, some 10-12 play drive and scoring a touchdown?
Yeah.
It would shake Ole Miss.
The crowd's restless. You'd have strife on the sideline probably at that point. Like, to me, the start of the game is the most important thing. And I remember the last game pretty well. I told you I was out in New Orleans that day. I happened to be at a bar watching like the entire first half. And Tulane had some chances.
Oh, no, Tulane was in it.
Yeah, in the first quarter of that game, they drew up some good plays, but they just couldn't catch the ball. And that's been a big point of emphasis if you've kept up with the media coverage this week, that their passing game needs to be more efficient. But little plays like that, like catch the ball, don't commit penalties.
No doubt.
If you have a good first quarter, make them feel a little bit of pressure in the beginning of the game, that would be huge for the Wave.
That's Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. Corey Johnson with your Fantasy Friday. Fletcher Mackel's going to join us next. Fridays with Fletch. Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans, Inc. with some good economic news to start the 5 o'clock power hour. Scott Craig will join us on the other side of 5:30 with some selections. Maybe what to eat at Katie's or Francesca Deli, and also some college and pro picks. Maybe even dipping into the NBA a little bit. Hey, tonight for dinner, Friday night, how about some lamb chops? How about some lamb chops and do it outside, outdoor dining on the streetcar line under the majestic oak trees? You can knock that out tonight until 9:30 at Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. Go get some lamb chops and enjoy some of your favorite healthy, wonderful Middle Eastern sides. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you right. Fletcher Mackel joins us next. We'll get his take on Tulane Ole Miss. Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com.
If you got to have a fence, you got to see the Fence Man, a locally owned, fully insured fencing company serving the metro New Orleans area for over 20 years. You got to see the Fence Man. thefenceman-neworleans.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
You're on the neutral ground
He's on the radio.
with Corey Johnson.
Yeah, you're right. That's my mom. The other day, we dialed my mom up. I'm on the air, middle of a segment. The phone rings. I see my cellular device says "Mom cell," and then she hangs up. I'm like, "Is that an emergency?" So we called her up live on the program. "Mom, you're live on radio and TV. Do you want to come on?" "No." And then we proceeded to talk to her for a minute. And then I said, "You just were on for a minute." And she's, "Oh, no," and hung up. It's perfect. Biggest game in Tulane football history tomorrow afternoon in Oxford, Mississippi. 12-team playoff, first round. 11 seed Tulane, 6 seed Ole Miss, 2:30 ABC. Fletcher Mackel joins us from Channel 6, WDSU, sports director, sports reporter, sports blogger, sports. What up, Fletch?
Not a lot, Corey. Yes, busy day for us here. All kinds of special Tulane shows and Tulane coverage. Beautiful day in New Orleans. Few hundred people turned out at Yeoman Stadium, the Wilson Center today when the team left. So, yes, it is all Tulane in my world.
Yep, it is. In everybody's world. It's crazy, Fletch, just that they're in the 12-team playoff, and then it just keeps getting better. They win tomorrow. They pull this upset. They're in the Sugar Bowl.
It would be a once in a lifetime. I mean, so you know what the funny thing is? One of my bosses told me, "Oh my God, it's going to be great. We'll do more specials," which is great. Celebrating Tulane in the Sugar Bowl, Georgia quarterfinal game, and we were spitballing ideas. And somebody goes, "Boy, it would be great if there's anybody that we could get that played in that game that's still alive that would remembers it." And I go, let me pause right there. That would be 1940. Which means that if the person was a freshman, they would be over 100 years old right now. So I'm not quite sure there's any living member of the 1940 Tulane Sugar Bowl team on from the last time they played. But I love the idea and I love the enthusiasm. I'm sure we can find something. I just don't know if we're going to find anybody from that game.
No, they'd be 105 years old.
Yeah.
Literally.
Maybe older. Actually, probably older. Because it was the 1939-1940 Sugar Bowl. So I started thinking, like, even if somebody was an 18-year-old kid that year, we're going back to 22,
yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, born in like 1920 or something, 1919. Yep.
Right. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. 105, 106 years old.
Crazy.
Possibly. If somebody, and look, let me say this. I'm saying that, and I'm going to get an email going, "I heard you with Corey on radio," and but there is. So if there is, please call me up because it'll be a great story.
Exactly. Well, you can get the 1998 undefeated team, obviously, but not 1940. Yeah, the last time Tulane was in a Sugar Bowl was 1939 season, I guess the 1940 game.
Yeah, January 1, 1940.
Absolutely crazy. Hey, Fletch, look, I'm like, I don't bet. I'm like you, I don't gamble. But I'm like 10-1 this season on these sucker bets that just, I don't look for them. They just pop out. And I brought up one, UNO basketball beats TCU. They go to LSU a few days later. LSU's favored by 19.5. Everybody likes UNO. I'm like, that's the sucker bet. LSU is the pick. The Vegas boys love LSU. LSU wins by like 35. I'm like 9-1 on those. If I didn't gamble, my brain, this is a sucker bet. Ole Miss is favored by 17.5. The sucker bet's Tulane. If I had no emotion involved, I was just logically looking at it. trying to make money as a gambler, I would bet Ole Miss to cover that. But I am emotionally involved, and I do think it's the second time, and I think Summerall's focused, even though he's distracted, if that makes sense. His father passed away earlier today. I think the team's going to play for him. I think this is historic. Ole Miss doesn't have their head coach. They've got some stuff going on there. I think if I don't know how it's going to end, but I like Tulane to hang within the 17.5, which is illogical to me. I think it's the bad pick if I were a gambler. But also, I think if Tulane can control the clock and not have any turnovers, I think they can, hang with this team. But that's key. Those two things have to, like the conference championship game, got to control the clock for 35 minutes.
Yeah, and look, here's what I would echo. If these teams play 20 times, Ole Miss is going to win 19. But they're not going to win 20 out of 20. And maybe this is the one time that Tulane, just for what you said, emotionally, they're playing for John Summerall. They know, there are only days left with him as a head coach, no matter what happens, win or lose. A day if they lose, but days if they win. And then obviously the emotional factor of Summerall's father passing and wanting to rise up because he means so much to them. But look, again, Ole Miss is the more talented team. Ole Miss is the better team. But again, that's the great thing about sports. It's not talk radio or TV or podcast. The games are played on the field, and that's why we love it. Because look, Loyola Chicago made it to the Final Four a few years ago. Butler made it to the Final Four. Hawaii made it to the Sugar Bowl about 15, 18 years ago. Yep. It's the great thing about sports is there are upsets and Cinderellas, and that's what we love. But make no mistake, Tulane would have to do that. Ole Miss would have to play a sloppy game, and Tulane would have to play great. And I would agree with you. I like what you said. Look, I think Oregon is just going to truck James Madison. And so if I was a kid from Michigan or a sportscaster in Detroit or Chicago right now, and I had no ties to Tulane, having covered them, or even ties to Ole Miss with a lot of people that I know that went there and such, and in being in proximity to LSU playing them, I would be sitting there saying, oh, yeah, of course, they beat them by 35. Yeah, that 17's a good bet. But like you said, I've covered this team. You feel like you want them to do something special, and that is the heart decision, not the head decision. But here's the thing. One time out of 20, they will do it. And maybe this is the weekend they do it.
You sound like Herb Brooks.
Herb Brooks?
The Soviets are the best hockey team. If we played them 10 times, they beat us 9 out of 10. But not tonight. We're the best hockey team in the world.
It's true. That's the thing. I mean, look, from Miracle on Ice. And look, that's true. Like, that Soviet team was a juggernaut in 1980 at Lake Placid.
Yep.
So it's one of those things.
They beat the NHL All-Stars, like the best players in the NHL. The Soviets beat them. So it's just a crazy upset. Now, one thing you said 19 out of 20. I think like a Georgia, the Sugar Bowl, I think that would be like an accurate thing to say. I don't think Ole Miss is, and I know this is just being nitpicky, I think Ole Miss beats Tulane like 4 out of 5, maybe. I don't think it's like 19 out of 20. I don't think they're that much better.
Look, my thing is this. 4 out of 5, 9 out of 10, 19 out of 20.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's semantics. They are the better team.
Yes, yeah.
The large majority of them.
No, you're right.
Whether it's, you know what I mean?
I was just thinking the percentage of Tulane winning's a little better than 1 out of 20. That's all. But no, I get it. You're right. Fletcher Mackle's with us. What do you think's going to happen tomorrow? What are you expecting tomorrow?
So look, I think Tulane is going to play. I was there. I was in the stadium for Tulane's American Conference Championship. And North Texas lit up the scoreboard all season, scoring like 47 points a game.
Yep.
And Tulane punched them in the face and made it a physical game, forced all those turnovers and the sacks, and the defense was nasty and aggressive. I feel like Tulane has got to rekindle that and be better than they were against North Texas. And they also need Jake Rutzloff to play the game of his life.
Yeah.
He was bad. Look, he said that. They were rotten. John Summerall used the word rotten. They're going to have to not only control the clock and play keep away, but do it at a level where he finishes the game at like a 70 or 75%.
Exactly. 25 or 35, 3 scores, running for 1, that kind of gimmick.
Right. That's what I mean. It's not just controlling the clock. clock. He's going to have to make some clutch third down conversions if they're going to win. And again, look, the defense, people say this is a better Tulane team than they were early in the season in September. Absolutely. But it's also a better Ole Miss team. Like Trinidad Chambliss has been there all season.
Is he going to be definitely playing tomorrow?
Yeah, of course he's playing.
Okay, so I've heard a lot of rumors, transfer portal, the team's alienated from him, all this crap.
That's a bunch of BS. Like, here's the thing. But let me say this. That lends itself to what you were saying about the distraction. Look, Lane Kiffin may have ruined Ole Miss by leaving, and a bunch of these guys are going to enter the portal. There's no doubt about it. There's going to be massive changes, and I don't know if Ole Miss will ever recover from what Lane Kiffin did to them. And when I say ever recover, I don't know if they're going to be a playoff team next season or anytime soon. They'll have a winning record, but they may not be back sustained success anytime soon.
And I think that's a brilliant point. You brought that up last week, and you mentioned the Falcons and the Super Bowl loss. It's just they've never recovered from that. Yeah, I don't see how Ole Miss recovers from this, and I'm not saying they'll be horrible, but they won't be what they've been the last 5 years. And I don't think any coach can do what Lane Kiffin did in Oxford. I'm in full agreement with you on that.
But this is the one thing I would point out for everybody who says, and I agree, these are all great things to talk about. Ole Miss has had massive distractions. Ole Miss, people are questioning who and what they are. What are their players going to do? But they could also use that to say, hey, one more run, and when 2026 comes, we're all turning into a pumpkin, so to say, and we're all going our separate ways, and the party's over. And so they could use that to make a run to the national championship game, maybe. So while everybody, in New Orleans wants to use it and look at it and say it could be a distraction that helps Tulane, and it absolutely could be, I could also talk about the flip side and say maybe it galvanizes these guys to show what we can do without Lane and make a massive run this year. And that is very possible too. We're going to see tomorrow, again, I can't wait. I feel like we've talked it till we're blue in the face the last 2 weeks. And now I'm just ready to see it play.
Yeah, the great thing for Tulane is they've got nothing to lose, Fletch. They're going to go in loose. Summerall's, could be his last game. I don't see Tulane being tight or wound up because it's a playoff game. If anybody's going to have pressure, it's going to be Ole Miss. Like you said, they're expected to win. Anything less, what you're kind of implying, it's the beginning of the end.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's far more pressure on Ole Miss.
Yes.
That doesn't Tulane's going to walk into a victory, but I do think it gives Tulane a chance to come out and be a little bit more ambitious. Now, one thing I'm hoping for is this. I hope Summerall in the defense dial up blitz packages and pressure and get after it. And I hope on offense that they don't come out, hey, ball control, off tackle runs, because that could also result in some quick 3 and outs.
Yep.
I hope they take some shots with Retzlaff. I hope they get, we got nothing to lose. I'm not saying you have to jump the shark on the opening series, so to say, but I want to see them get creative, saying, look, if we don't get creative, we can't go toe to toe with them for 60.
Fletch, I got 2 questions. You got 5 seconds to answer each one, but they're quick answers. They're quick.
Okay.
Shucks, the future?
100%.
Nice. Zion Williamson gone soon?
100%.
Love it. Those are great answers, and I like the answers. That's what everyone wants to hear. Fletch, always a pleasure, man. We'll be checking. You got some Tulane stuff coming up on Channel 6?
Yep. Special show today at 6:30 coming up from Oxford, Mississippi.
Perfect. 6:30, Channel 6, Tulane Talk. Yep. Thanks, Fletch.
All right. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's called more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
If it's a weekday afternoon in New Orleans, it's got to be Corey Johnson.
Yeah, you're right. Corey in the house. In the house. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Yeah, you right. Or they say in Kansas, yes, comma, you are correct. Biggest game in Tulane football history tomorrow afternoon. We'll be coming out of halftime about right now, fading into the third quarter to tomorrow at this time. Tulane, Ole Miss in Oxford. Green Wave fans, you still want to go to this game? Fans of New Orleans, of Tulane, just want to go to a good ball game? You can go tomorrow. Now, Vaught Hemingway's sold out, but their tickets, you can get on the market. And if you get in the car tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., you'll pull into Oxford, Mississippi around noon. It's about a 6-hour drive from New Orleans with Granny driving. Go get a good bite for lunch. Go check out the Green Wave and Rebels. Hope Tulane pulls off a victory. Game will end around 5:30, 6 o'clock, around 6-ish. Just hang out in Oxford for the night, drive back to New Orleans, get home by midnight, or take an hour trip north to Memphis. Spend the night in Memphis. Go get a good meal in Memphis. Drive back Sunday. You'll be back in time for the Saints game if you get up early enough. Tulane tomorrow afternoon in Oxford, Mississippi. I mean, everything for the Wave. You go through like the litany, the entire list of things. Making the playoff, fantastic. One of the other 11 teams they have to play, they get Ole Miss in Oxford. Like Tulane gets to stay in the South, in next door to Mississippi. They don't have to go to Oregon. Fly across the country, get there early, get acclimated. They're playing a team they played early this year, 12 weeks ago, Ole Miss. I mean, I go on and on and on about this. It's perfect. They win. They go to the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans against Georgia, mighty Georgia, one of the premier programs in college football the last 5, 7, 8 years. Doesn't get much bigger for Tulane. Speaking of Georgia, Mario Brothers, did you see that clip of, it's just a nice clip, somebody in the parking lot by the Georgia practice fields, apparently in Athens.
Okay. No,
and it's just, the clip just says, this is why Kirby Smart's a great coach. And the dude's in a parking lot. Obviously, the team's practicing like on the other side of these buildings. But I'm just assuming that, You hear Kirby Smart on a megaphone, so he's probably in a tower, and he drops the F-bomb about every fifth word. But he's pissed, and he's just yelling at the starting quarterback who's led this team all season, ripping him like he's never taken a snap. I'm like, damn.
I think in this day and age of college football, you have to have some championships in your name to be able to talk to players like that, and or be a former Nick Saban assistant. And Kirby Smart's both, so I guess he's good.
Boy, the Nick Saban coaching tree is obnoxious. Have you seen this thing?
Yeah, dude. They were all at LSU at one point.
No, a bunch of them were at LSU. Not all of them, but a bunch.
Yeah,
including Kirby Smart. Muschamp. I mean, it's just a gazillion of them.
You know, Muschamp got hired.
Just got picked up D coordinator at Texas?
Yeah, that was random, but good for him.
Yeah, I think he's a Texas guy, right? Didn't he play linebacker for Texas?
He was going to take over for Matt Brown at one point, but then that ended up not happening. So, yeah, he's got history there.
Because I guess his demise where he was before that.
I guess so.
Win where you are, you can take over for Mac Brown. Go into the toilet, and we got an 86. Yeah, at one time when you had Saban, Jimbo Fisher was offensive coordinator, and Muschamp was D coordinator.
Yeah.
That's just strong.
Yeah, Kirby coaching the secondary.
Kirby coaching the secondary. I think Dooley's kid was DB's coach, Vince Dooley's son. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
all-stars.
coaches.
No, ridiculous. Nick Saban, the man. Anyway, biggest game in Tulane football history tomorrow afternoon in Oxford on ABC. 2:30 kickoff. As good as it gets. John Summerall's father passing away. Not cool. Keep John Summerall's family in your thoughts and prayers, that type of stuff. Helena Moreno, mayor-elect. Her all-in banners that were up at Gallier Hall until Junket Cantrell saw them. And literally, I mean, you know what happened. Everyone comes into some dopey meeting she's having in the morning. Got to listen to her rant and rave about a bunch of crap. And she just goes off, like talking to herself, essentially, with a bunch of, room full of flunkies in there listening to her. I mean, I'm mayor. I'm the mayor. For 27 more days, I'm mayor. Helena Moreno, it's mayor-elect. She's not the mayor yet. The hell with her banners. I'm the mayor still. Take those banners down. We'll call our people and have them take them down. It may take a few days. The hell with that. You go get some city employee, public works, and get those banners taken down immediately off of Gallier Hall. You know that's exactly how it went down. Because she's belligerent, she's petty, she's insecure, she has major mental problems, and she drinks too much. And this is the crap you get. Now, here's where it's kind of funny. You got to love this. Because this isn't all just pure and clean. Billy Nungesser's no fool. Billy Nungesser's like, I can assist here. I'm the lieutenant governor. I'm the head of tourism. We control the French Quarter. We control the Jackson Square, like the Cabildo, the Presbyterian. Those are state properties. So Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, who joined us earlier in the week, he calls Helena Moreno's people and says, you can hang the banners over here on the Presbyterian or the Cabildo in Jackson Square if you want to. So those all-in banners, all in our community, all in our culture, all in our youth, all in our future, all in our New Orleans. They're now hanging at the Presbyterian and the Cabildo. Now, here's the funniest part of it all. The banners that the city took down from Gallier Hall, they were linear. They went from top to bottom. They went, what would that be? Parallel. The banners on the Cabildo are perpendicular, like Helena Moreno's people got 5 new banners that would go the other way, that would be read perpendicular and not parallel. So like proactively getting new banners. Like instead of, hey, our banners, they hang this way, it really wouldn't work at the Cabildo or the Presbyterian. No, we'll get the ones that go the other way. So Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser is basically like doing 2 things. Want to help Helena Moreno, wants to help the new regime, and also wants to kind of, stick it in LaToya Junket Cantrell's face. Same with Moreno and her crew. They're like, my God, this mayor's that petty where she made us take the banners down. Hell yeah, we'll go hang them at the Cabildo where she can't touch them. And that's the deal. She can't touch them. What up, Mario B?
I'm just trying to figure out this microphone.
Yeah, it's crackling.
Yeah,
Might be a lot of loose cable or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to like plug it and plug it back in, and that's kind of helping. So we'll continue to work.
Yeah, maybe we just need a new cable.
Maybe.
Yep.
All good. Live radio.
Yep, you got it. That's Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. You can dial us up, 766-9480. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. I guess I'm a glutton for punishment, Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx.
You two are a New Orleans Pelicans fan?
Oh, wow. That's brilliant.
That's kind of me. I mean, they're on a 3-game winning streak right now, but yeah.
No, and they had a good crowd, all lower bowl.
Yeah.
I think they tell everyone in the upper bowl you can sit in the bottom.
They do. 100%.
There was no one in the upper bowl.
They do. 100%.
Upper deck, whatever.
Yep.
Overtime win last night.
Yeah.
And the crowd was raucous at the end.
And you know the key
Loud.
thing, right?
So, 8,000.
Zion Williamson was on the bench the entire fourth quarter and overtime.
That's excellent.
Despite being healthy.
Who cares?
That's big.
He's been healthy most of the time where he's not healthy.
Yeah, that's like, it's kind of counterintuitive because we've been saying we need to get his trade stock up, but at the same time, you're really excited they were able to beat a team that good without Zion at the end.
And that, getting his trade stock up is just like wishful thinking. I mean, I've mentioned it.
Yeah.
Hope he comes back as player of the month and then you trade him. But get rid of him. And I think Fletcher said he's gone. I think he's gone.
Yeah.
Just from talking to people within the organization, I mean, two people in particular that are just like, kind of behind the scenes. One of them is like underneath Dumars, a few spots below. And another guy is like, like under the training staff type.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, Zion is a cancer. Zion is always injured when he's not. It's permeating the team where other players are kind of half-assing it and they'll have like an injury and sit out a game when they normally would play.
Yeah.
He's a cancer to the Pelicans. Zion Williamson is a cancer. He needs to be cut out.
Yeah. Fletcher's tone even sounded like a man tired of answing questions about him.
Totally.
Like everybody's just done with him.
No, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
It's
7 years in, dude. That's like probably the average NBA player's career is less than that.
Yeah.
The average NBA, not the short-term guy and not the long-term guy, the average NBA player, I guarantee you, 5-6 years, this guy's played more than the average NBA player's career.
Yeah, and it's clearly held the team back. Like, that's
Jesus.
the frustrating thing. The first time with Chris Paul and with Anthony Davis, they couldn't build around him. They eventually wanted out, and everybody understood. But they've drafted some good players. They've had some good teams, and Zion has held them back so much.
Bay last night, 30-plus, Fears.
Yeah, Trey Murphy finally playing well.
Queen. That's your team.
Yeah.
Get rid of Zion.
Herb Jones and Trey are still on really good contracts for a few more years, and everybody thinks the Pelicans are going to trade those guys just because they're bad, but that's not necessarily the case.
I don't think they're bad.
Exactly. No, I mean, like, the team is bad.
Because the Pelicans are bad.
Because their record is bad. They're going to trade away, like, their young centerpieces.
No, that's 5 players we just mentioned that are all pretty good.
Exactly. So maybe
you can build on that.
Maybe it's too late for this season, and
it's way too late for this season.
And it still sucks they don't have their first-round pick, but at least there's hope,
No, there's hope. You're right. Hey, Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. is going to join us to start the 5 o'clock Power Hour on this Fantasy Friday. That segment's always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant. We're heading into 2026, a new year. Looking for some changes, a New Year's resolution, maybe a new job, maybe a new career. Latrim's got you covered. For a full listing of positions available, go to latrim.com. Latrim spelled Laitram, latrim.com. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. No, Mario, it wasn't the Pelicans where I'm a glutton for punishment. I went to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, and instead of ordering the chicken, which is pretty damn good. I know you're going, dude, what are you going to steakhouse? You ordering chicken? Yeah. The steaks suck, basically, at Ruth's. They're expensive, and they're not very good. I got a filet today just because I was trying to go lean and just get some protein. Got a little petite filet. I get a hamburger. I get the butt end of the filet. Thing's about half an inch thick, literally, not even an inch thick, and it's like as fat as a hamburger. And that's a filet from Ruth's Chris. Ruth Fertel's spinning in her grave. What happened to like the, looks like a little mini baseball, as tall as it is wide. It's called a center cut filet, not the butt end.
Where it is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers affordably and reliably. The Fence Man uses only the highest quality materials and products, whether wood, aluminum, or chain link. For fences and automatic gates, you got to see the Fence Man. TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com. Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
The true voice of New Orleans, telling it like it is. Corey Johnson.
Yeah, you, right? Crescent City and beyond. Thanks so much for joining us. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. In 10 minutes, Michael Hecht will join us from Greater New Orleans Inc. with some good economic news, from what I understand. Scott Craig from Katie's, about 45 minutes away. Find out what's cooking at Katie's, what's cooking at Francesca Deli, and find out what selections he likes in the college and pro ranks, including tomorrow, the biggest game in Tulane football history, tomorrow afternoon in Oxford. 11 seed Tulane, 6 seed Ole Miss. The Rebels a prohibitive favorite, 17.5 points. It's at 2:30 on ABC. Roll, MF Wave, roll. Speaking of the wave, John Sumrall's father passed away today. Boy, that guy had to be proud of his son, huh? The last few years, seeing what his son has done, gets the head coaching gig at Troy. That's like 4 years ago for John Sumrall. So 3.5, 4 years ago, he becomes the head coach at Troy. It's a life changer. He wins immediately. They extend and update his contract. He's making like $800,000-900,000 a year. So John Sumrall's made it. I don't know about you. I pull $800,000-900,000 a year. I'm like, I made it. I'm doing pretty damn well. That's John Summerall at Troy. He gets the Tulane gig, 4 times that, making $3.5 million this season at Tulane. Now he's off to Florida, more than double, $7.5 million annually. Like John Summerall's father probably didn't make $7.5 million in his life of working. So his dad had to be tremendously proud of his son. And I'm not talking about the money. The money, it's not about the money. The money just represents the accomplishments, like the market, capitalism. He's getting paid what he deserves to get paid based off of what he's accomplished and the competition that's available. That's why I'm bringing up the money. And the money is something to not ignore. It's pretty mind-blowing. $7.5 million a year. He's making 10 times what he made at Troy at Florida. And it's 24 months later, 22 months later. I mean, that's crazy. 10 times. And the salary at Troy was really, really good compared to the rest of the world. Anyway, John Summerall's dad had to be very, very proud. And I love the pictures of like John Summerall's mom and dad, the wife, the kids all in the Tulane garb, just embracing New Orleans. I mean, half the reason I love John Summerall is that. I love John Summerall because he's a winner. And that would be enough. But anyone that comes to our city and falls in love with it and embraces it and acts like they're a native, like gets it like we do, that's why we've stayed and we haven't left like a lot of our friends and family, because we love it. John Summerall loves it. He gets it. He wouldn't say, man, you remember Mike Ditka when he first got here? Oh, these kids running around the streets. They don't have a Nordstrom's. Just, crap like that, like a child. Has no idea what he's talking about. This wouldn't happen in Chicago. It's like, shut up, dude. Ready, fire, aim. Jim Finks was so right about dopey, silverback ape Mike Ditka. No, John Summerall, it's night and day. Just a total winner, great guy, embrace the city. I've never heard him say a disparaging word. Why the kids run the street? There's no Nordstrom's, stupid crap like that. No, just loves New Orleans. Loves it. Love being at Tulane. Love the campus. Loved Audubon Park. Loves the oak trees, the river. Ran in Audubon Park every day. Just the dude loved us. How can you not love him if you're a native New Orleanian that loves this city? How can you not love John Summerall? So many people move here. They're critical of it. It's quirky. It's messed up. They don't want to be here. They want to be anywhere USA, live in some cul-de-sac, neighborhood. Then there are people that come here and they appreciate what we are. They realize that, no, it's the Houstons, the Dallas, the Atlantas of the world that are generic. I literally could take any person that knows Houston, Dallas, Atlanta like the back of their hand. Like I know New Orleans. I could drug them, put them on a plane, fly them to the other city, bring them to a new area of that town, Houston, Atlanta, Dallas, and they think they're in Houston, Atlanta, or Dallas. If they're from Houston, I brought them to Atlanta, I could bring them to a part of Atlanta where they go, well, I'm outside of Katy. I think that's that new area outside of Katy, right outside Highway 8. No, you're in Atlanta, actually. Michael Hecht, who's going to join us in 5 minutes, his wife said it best. She's from Sweden. When Michael and her first met, they traveled like the country, going to different cities. And she told Michael, New Orleans, the only city in America where you know where you are, because everywhere else is just sort of generic. Everywhere else is Cleveland. I'm not saying there aren't other places that are livable and that are nice. There are. But we sacrifice a lot of things to move there. We gain a lot of things like functioning government, a booming economy, good infrastructure, lower crime, opportunity, education for our kids. I get it. Better public facilities. Don't have to join a country club. The kid can go to the pool, the public pool down the street. I get it. But there's no culture in most of these places. None. Like zero culture. The food and the music is anywhere USA. It's not homegrown like here. The history, the architecture doesn't exist in these other places. There's no history. There's no architecture. And the people are transients. They're from everywhere around the country. No one's from there, which is the opposite here. Everyone's from here. So, We have our limitations, our dysfunction, our problems, no doubt about it. That's why I have a viable show. I take them on. I reveal them. I have no problem being critical and throwing the problems out there for everyone to see. But we've got so many positives that these other cities lack. You know, I often say this, the Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 stuff, we suck at that. We got to improve on that. Hopefully, Helena Moreno, this new administration will fix that. Jeff Landry, governor, will fix that. Because New Orleans and Louisiana, not very good 9 to 5 the last 40, 45 years. 5 o'clock Friday till 9 a.m. Monday, we kick ass. We're the best. The party, the weekend, festivals, good times. We're the kings. We're the best. If we could figure out the Monday through Friday, it would be fantastic. Most of the cities around America, they got Monday through Friday figured out. The weekends there, generic, anywhere USA. Nothing to offer. Fantasy Friday edition of the program continues. The 5 o'clock powwow is upon us already. But first, a final guest this hour. It's Blue Boy. What's that, buddy? Glad to be on the program. I hear you. You think the Wave can pull the upset tomorrow? What's the key? You think Ole Miss is going to be a little distracted, not have their head coach, other things. And you think Tulane's going to be hyper-focused. I love it, Blue Boy. 5 o'clock powwow now.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see. What about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. Because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Simlawn Artificial Turf Custom Golf Putting Greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers affordably and reliably. The Fence Man uses only the highest quality materials and products, whether wood, aluminum, or chain link. For fences and automatic gates, you got to see the Fence Man. thefenceman-neworleans.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Yeah, it is. It's New Orleans, and it's a Friday, and it's the 5 o'clock powwow. 9 hours done for the week. One more to go, and then it's the weekend. I think we got to blow that 5 o'clock whistle. Mario, is that 5 o'clock whistle in there?
Not here. I could look for it, though.
Yeah, that damn 5 o'clock whistle. It's somewhere in there. It's not in, like, the bottom with all the little, like, yeah, you right, yeah, you wrong. It's not in that segment. You see the yeah, you right, yeah, you wrong?
Yeah, those are there. Those are.
But there's no 5 o'clock whistle.
No, it might be in the system, but I have to go look for it. It's not like ready to play.
You want to just go toot toot?
Toot toot.
There it is. There's the 5 o'clock whistle, Mario Brothers.
That was we toot.
On the 5 o'clock whistle. You want to know what the 5 o'clock whistle's all about? Forget about Mario going toot toot. The 5 o'clock whistle's like, the old school work, thing going off, the horn at the factory, and the guys are walking out with, the helmet, hard hat under one arm and the lunchbox under the other. They're done for the week. Oh, wait, Mario, you found it? Doesn't that sound like work's off at the plant?
Yes, sounds like time to get a drink. Yes.
Old school, like the factory.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, there's the 5 o'clock whistle. We blow the 5 o'clock whistle a little after 5 p.m. on a Friday because for most folks, 100% of the work week's in the books and 100% of the weekend's in front of us. And right now is like that little line of demarcation period because we often overlook this. And then we wake up and Monday, we're like, damn, the weekend went fast. You got the Monday, blues or whatever. Got to go to work for the week, all that crap. We like recognizing this very moment. Smell the roses. We put the spot on this very moment because what I just said, 100% of the work week in the books for most of us and 100% of the weekend in front of us. Plus, a lot of folks, it's going to be a 2-day work week the next 2 weeks in a row. A lot of folks are going to work Monday, Tuesday, and then take off Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, day after Christmas. The next week, work Monday, Tuesday, take off New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, day after New Year. It's coming quick. Christmas, 6 days away. 2026, 13 days away. Absolutely crazy. Junket Cantrell, 24 days away from being out of office. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. The biggest game in Tulane football history is tomorrow afternoon in Oxford, Mississippi. 2:30 kickoff, ABC, nationwide television audience. The 12-team playoff. It's down to 12 teams in college football, except for the other bowl games, which are suffering. First round, 11 seed Tulane at 6 seed Ole Miss. The winner advances to New Orleans in 11 days from now to take on Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. Are you kidding me? Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Tulane is a prohibitive favorite. Ole Miss by 17, 17 and a half, 18 points. For you gamblers out there, not emotionally attached, Tulane's the sucker bet. Vegas thinks Ole Miss is going to roll again. They beat Tulane about 12 weeks ago, 45-10 by 5 touchdowns. I think it's going to be a little different tomorrow afternoon in Oxford. John Sumrall's father passed away today. Keep John Sumrall in your thoughts and prayers, the great Tulane coach and Florida Gators coach. He'll be the Tulane coach as long as they keep winning. I hope he's going to be the Tulane coach for a few more weeks, huh? 766-9480 is the phone number. Mario, give Michael Hecht a call. Supposed to get him on for 508. My mistake. Oh, Miguel Hecht. You ever have a question for Michael Hecht or any of our guests? 766-9480. Moreno, Mayor-elect Helena Moreno's all-in banners are back up. All in our community, all in our culture, all in our youth, all in our future, all in New Orleans. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser called Helena Moreno's people and said, hey, we run the Presbytere and the Cabildo. You can hang those banners there. Now, it's kind of funny. Moreno accepts the offer, and the banners are hung there, but it's actually different banners. The ones on at Gallier Hall were, parallel from the top to the bottom in between the columns. 5 banners. The ones on the Presbytere on the Cabildo are linear, left to right. So it's kind of funny, like Helena Moreno's people went and printed up new banners because Billy Nungesser gave them the green light to hang them on the Cabildo. I love it. I love it because it's a new New Orleans in 2026, and Helena Moreno's she's council vice president right now. It's about her inauguration, about a new New Orleans. And Helena, Junkie Cantrell, I'm still mayor. I'm still mayor for a few more weeks. I want those banners down. And she used taxpayer money to get those banners taken down. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, banners back up at the Presbytere, at the Cabildo. Yeah, Moreno's all-in banners are back up. I like that. Oh, Mario Brothers. I didn't even mention that the 5 o'clock whistle was brought to you by Katie's, did I? No. Missed that part. The 5 o'clock whistle is brought to you by Katie's, appropriately brought to you by Katie's in Mid-City, the quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant. Scott Craig lets the seafood purveyor dictate what seafood's on the menu. I'll go to the grocery. I'm like, man, I want a New York strip. And I'll go to the meat case. And I'll be like, there's not a steak in here that I want to buy. Then none of them look good. And I won't get a New York strip. Or I'll go to the meat case. I'm like, the strips look terrible, but boy, those fillets look good, or the ribeyes, and I'll get that instead. I let the meat in the case dictate what I'm buying. Get the best, what looks the best. Scott Craig's the same way. He doesn't go to the seafood purveyor and go, I want speckled trout. He goes, what do you have that's fresh that you got today? Got speckled trout, got flounder, got pompano. Scott will grab it all up. That's another thing. I got 13 soft shell crab. I got 15 pompano fillets. Just literally specific numbers. 5 o'clock whistle appropriately brought to you by Katie's in Mid-City. As New Orleans as it gets. Tonight for dinner, over the weekend, make it Katie's in Mid-City. And with this ridiculously nice weather, it's going to be mid-70s, low 70s, I should say, for the next week or so through Christmas. High 50s to wake up to, and then like low 70s. Go sit outside at Katie's. Enjoy this weather. Fantastic. Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. joins us on a Friday. What's up, Miguel? Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, Corey Johnson. Merry Hanukkah. Merry Kwanzaa. Merry Festivus. All that stuff.
All of that. Yep, I'm with you. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. These 3 weeks of December are crazy. It's a lot. But we landed the plane. We got everybody down on the ground safely.
Boy, a lot of positive vibe right now for Mayor-elect Helena Moreno and what is possibly coming. You've sat on a couple of panels with the mayor, with Williams, the DA, Joe Giarrusso. It's a couple you've sat on, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the second circle, not the first circle, but the second circle. So been in a lot of conversations, a lot of meetings, a lot of the committees.
Well, like Jeff Landry tapping you to get the cities what together for the Super Bowl. Helena Moreno has asked you to come on board and sort of continue that type of initiative, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's what we said should always happen. We said, if you want good infrastructure, just meet every weekend with everybody who's relevant and work it out. I mean, it ain't that hard, right? It's positive pressure, it's feedback, it's problem solving. And she's going to continue that. It's what we kind of wanted to do after the Super Bowl, but it petered out after Essence. So her approach has been optimistic, practical, inclusive, non-political. I mean, she's not even married yet, so let's be honest about this. But I've been really tickled by the approach, the people that are coming on board. I think we're going to have barring a black swan event, I think we're going to have a very good 4 years, Corey.
And Michael, these initiatives, these always fixing infrastructure continuously, it's kind of twofold. I mean, New Orleans will fix infrastructure, and then it requires maintenance or upkeep, and we don't have anything in place for that, and it deteriorates. This is sort of a weird example. That garden in between I-10 and New Orleans East, I call it. Eastbound, westbound I-10, that where the plants are, all that in between Morrison and Bullard. We'll redo that and spend a lot of money putting in new plants, weeded and all that. The next day, there should be a dude who parks his truck there and runs across the interstate and jumps in there, and he crawls up and down that thing for 8 hours a day. It needs continuous maintenance so it doesn't get weeds, so dead branches get cut out, all that kind of stuff. That's just a kind of weird example, but these infrastructure projects require maintenance and upkeep.
Yeah, no, they do. I mean, it's all about the basics. And Helena had a great line, Corey, in our panel 2 weeks ago. She said, it's not about money, it's about management. And that's completely true.
That is true.
That's completely true. I mean, we're talking about our budget deficit was $222 million, right? Guess what we have in terms of outstanding orange ticket parking tickets?
Oh no, it's like $100 million. It's like $100 million. Hey, Michael, let me knock out a quick break. We're going to come right back and finish up. Michael Hecht's with us on a Friday.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers affordably and reliably. The Fence Man uses only the highest quality materials and products, whether wood, aluminum, or chain link. For fences and automatic gates, you got to see the Fence Man. TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. You're listening to The Neutral Ground.
I have Corey Johnson on the radio. Sometimes he makes sense. So listen to his show.
With Corey Johnson.
Yeah, you right. Michael Hecht's with us from Greater New Orleans Inc. Yeah, Mike, I was just saying, like, we do these major fixes, and some of them require maintenance and upkeep, and we're bad about that. So it's like a twofold thing. Let's fix the problems, and the ones that require maintenance upkeep, if we're going to fix them, let's make sure that's in place as well. Otherwise, it's a waste of money, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's why, like, I think we have to do we have to literally and figuratively fill the potholes right now, but we also have to change the systems and processes. So regardless of who's mayor, stuff gets taken care of. And that's the challenge, is just making sure that we just put on the right guardrails so that we don't have to have a fantastic mayor to have an okay city, right? That's the real tough stuff. Otherwise we're just kind of slave to the big man syndrome. Right? If we have a big man who's good, we're good. If we don't, we don't. So I think we have to do the immediate stuff, but also make the changes so that no matter who's in that office, the light bulbs get changed.
Yeah.
The sidewalks get repaired.
Yep, no doubt. Hey, Michael, I was thinking about this. I was going to call you early in the week about it. I just need somebody in the city to give me the green light, which I don't think they're going to do. And I just may do it on my own and wait till someone tells me to stop. I was literally going to go to Helm and get like a dozen cans of like a bright yellow spray paint. And I was going to pull my car over because I know where I don't know where all they are. I know where a lot of potholes I deal with that are jarring, and I drive a car, not a truck or SUV. So they beat the crap out of my car. I was going to paint like a yellow X, like 50 yards in front of it. And then like about, 3 feet by 3 feet, like an X on the street. And then about 50 yards up, put a circle around the damaged street or pothole. So it almost sounds defeat. It's like, Corey, we're not fixing the potholes. You're going to spray paint the street. It's like every pothole needs to be fixed. So it's going to take a while to get it done. Let's protect people's vehicles and alert them that there's a major pothole or something that can really mess up your car. Because there's some, Michael, that are like, we all have hit them where you're like, damn, it's jarring and it damages your vehicle.
I think that's a much more productive thing to do than to have a pothole pool party, even though a pothole pool party is funny. But, you got to protect your fellow citizens. So, I mean, nobody knows this, but when the Super Bowl came around, when that last weekend came around and there were still things that weren't done, we just paid people and went around and fixed them.
Yep.
We just paid people cash. Said go and just like, we can't have trip hazards on the sidewalk by the Superdome. We just cemented them up.
Yep.
I mean, at some point, the Lord helps those that helps themselves, right?
Yep. No doubt. I just think that a lot of people are frustrated by the streets. If we knew where the potholes were, the drain covers that were lower that just beat up our vehicles, we could avoid them a little bit, and because it's going to take a while for this stuff to get fixed. Another thing, Michael, that's just sort of minor to me, because I know the city and there's GPS, but street signs for streets and striped streets, even if they're messed up, putting stripes and reflectors down, I think that would add tremendous, at least mental value to things going on in the city.
No, it's true. I had to fight like hell to get stripes put on Claiborne going uptown when you go down across the overpass over I-10, right? You know, as you're kind of like across from, I don't know, like Uptown Recycling.
Yes.
The thing was just like a gray desert. And I was like, guys, this is dangerous. You're coming over this thing at high speed. You have no idea what lane you're in. And they got it down, and it's better. It's just all this stuff just requires diligence. But to kind of turn to a good note about next year, I was asked by a reporter what I thought was going to be important for next year. And I said, you know, we've got all these big projects that we're getting right. We've got charity. We've got the NSA in Bywater. We've got river districts that we're going to get right. We've got the Riverfront for All, the new development down at the end, the Nichols Street Wharf, which is incredible. I had a tour yesterday.
Plaza Tower, Lindy Boggs Hospital.
Yeah, we got New Orleans East, which is going to benefit from the port. All these things are happening. And, you know, these are all languishing projects, sometimes since Katrina. I'm feeling great about that. I'm really excited.
No, those are not only major projects, they're all blighted, like overdue.
Okay, so when you fix them, you're not just fixing the project, you're actually taking a negative drag and turning it into a positive catalyst.
Yep.
I mean, Lindy Boggs, it's amazing how good that neighborhood has done despite that.
No doubt. The in between Lindy Boggs and Carrollton, there's hundreds of millions in investment there. Condos, apartments, and then you got Sidney Torres owns that huge plot of land.
Restaurants.
Yep, exactly. Lafitte Greenway. It's all very much upgraded the last 15, 20 years. Hey, Michael, any singles, doubles, triples, grand slam, home runs on the horizon?
Well, I think we announced what I'd call maybe a triple this week up in St. John and St. James. Have we talked about that yet? The Element USA announcement?
No,
it's a neat one. $850 million, about 600 jobs.
Wow.
I'd call that a triple or even a home run, right?
Yeah, 600 jobs is close to a triple or home run. Might be in the park home run.
In the park home run. And what this is that, you know, for years there's been the Noranda, now it's called Atlantic Alumina refinery up there. And what they do is they get bauxite, which is an element from Jamaica, and that bauxite is used to make aluminum. Seems simple enough. But what it creates is once they extract whatever they need from the bauxite, it leaves what's called a red mud, which has been this toxic sludge that has been there for years, just piling up. This company, Element USA, comes in, takes the red mud, it's literally called red mud. They're able to extract from it gallium and selenium, if I'm remembering, but two rare earth metals that are then used in aeronautics and making spaceships and
unreal
fighter jets.
That's unreal.
And yeah, and that's happening. So it's a really nice story, a recycling story, basically.
That's incredible.
Happening there, but also creating a ton of good jobs in the St. John, St. James area around Gramercy. So yeah, so that's a nice. You know, there are a lot of interesting things on the horizon that we're working on in aerospace and tech. The industrial stuff keeps coming. But that one was just announced, so it's a nice one of the nice big one to end the year.
Well, I thought you were going to say they're going to use the red mud to make chicken McNuggets at McDonald's.
Dude, that's beige mud.
Oh, that's pink slime. I was close. My bad.
Oh, that's right, pink slime, right?
Hey, what about the big gypsum pile off high, near Gonzales in I guess that's Gramercy over there? Nothing we can do about that thing. I used to mountain bike ride on that when I was at LSU. It's just getting bigger and taller. I mean, if you can't get rid of it, get a snowmaking machine over there and people could ski down that damn thing.
I don't know.
Have you ever seen that thing, Michael?
Yes.
It's like, I'm telling you, it's like about the size of the Superdome, I think.
No, it's massive. It's a natural feature at this point.
It is. I mean, wouldn't you say it's about 100 feet tall at least?
Yeah, it's like a 5 or 6 story building.
It is, and it's been there for 40 plus years and just keeps growing. I literally, we used to mountain bike ride on it when I was at LSU.
I'm sure that's very safe, Corey.
It's crazy, crazy. Michael, boy, a big game in Oxford, Mississippi. If Tulane can pull the upset tomorrow, they'll be in the Sugar Bowl against Georgia. Isn't that unreal?
I mean, all I know is that I'm taking the spread. I'm definitely taking Tulane in this thing. What's the spread now? Like 17?
Yeah, 17 and a half, 18 points. Yep.
That's a great bet. That's a great bet. Because the game's either going to be a blowout or it's going to be close. And, that's a huge spread. So.
It bums me out, Michael, and I know it's sports, but like John Summerall going to Florida, besides what it does to Tulane, he's so pro New Orleans. I mean, the pictures of Audubon Park and oak trees. He loves Uptown. He loves the Tulane campus. If you're a native New Orleanian or an official New Orleanian, someone that comes from the outside and loves the city like we do, how can you not love that person?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a shame. I mean, I get it. I don't hate on him for it.
No way. No way.
But it is just, but I, it'd be a great way to go out, right? Talk about going out with a bang. And who knows? Maybe the Ole Miss players. I mean, it's hard to imagine that they're particularly motivated at this point. I mean, I know they're motivated against Tulane, kind of, but these are young men. They got to feel a little bit dispatched by the way that Kiffin just dumped them mid-season, or was forced to leave mid-season. That wouldn't get my 18-year-old mind, my 20-year-old mind excited, right?
No, plus they're expected to win. I mean, how jacked up for the game can they be? Yeah. They're supposed to win. They're the prohibitive favorite. Anything else would – the pressure's on Ole Miss, not Tulane. I think Ole Miss is going to be a little tight. I think and Tulane's going to be loose and ready to play. We'll see.
They got nothing to lose.
Exactly. Nothing. Michael, any final thoughts till we do it again?
I just want to wish you a warm, a wonderful little break here. 2025 was a hell of a year, and we survived it. And, I'm just, wishing good thoughts and peace for everybody to start next year. And, just remembering, these to engage with a sense of adventure and grace. And just do what we can do.
Michael Hecht, Greater New Orleans Inc. Always a pleasure, brother. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
You too, my friend. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you're right. Me too, man. That's Michael Hecht, Greater New Orleans Inc. We all appreciate him in the Crescent City. Hey, I don't know if they can get it done or not, but they might be able to. And I'm serious when I say this. It's not like I know they can't, and I'm just saying this anyway so you'll call them. Call LGD Lawn and Landscapes. They might still be able to get a chipping and punting green installed in your backyard before Thursday, before Christmas Day. Takes about 1 day generally to install a chipping and putting green in your backyard. You have a golfer in the family. Christmas is this Thursday. Could you imagine them walking out in the backyard with a blindfold on? You take it off and they have their own chipping and putting green. LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen. NOLA, LGD.com is the website. Check out all their installations. Give them a call. See if they can install a chipping or putting green in your backyard before Christmas. NOLA, LGD.com. Corey Johnson with you. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. 5 o'clock power hour. When we come back, Scott Craig from Katie's and Francisco.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com. If you got to have a fence, you got to see the Fence Man, a locally owned, fully insured fencing company serving the metro New Orleans area for over 20 years. You got to see the Fence Man, thefenceman-neworleans.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's called more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets. You're on the neutral ground.
You can act like a man! What's the matter with you?
With Corey Johnson.
When I say total maintenance is there for you for air conditioning and heating needs, I mean it. They've been at it for 40 years, have a sterling reputation. Fair and honest Lucas and the boys, incapable of screwing you around. I don't know about you. I don't want to learn about air conditioning. I just want someone I can unequivocally trust. 30-plus trucks, 30-plus technicians, hundreds of years of experience. They diagnose it right the first time. And they come right away with a sense of urgency because you called them and your AC or your heat's not working right, or worse, not at all, and you're inconvenienced. Fair and honest Lucas and the boys, air conditioning experts that come immediately. Now, here's the kicker. Weekday, weekend, overnight, or holiday. We got Christmas coming up next Thursday. We got New Year the week after that. If for some reason you need heat or air conditioning help on Christmas Day, on Christmas Eve, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, total maintenance is there. If you need AC or heat help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, think total maintenance, tm-ac.com. If you need air conditioning or heat help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, think total maintenance, tm-ac.com. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. The biggest game in Tulane football history will be winding down in about 24 hours from now. Late fourth quarter. tomorrow afternoon at this time. Yeah, tomorrow afternoon, 2:30 kickoff, ABC, nationwide television audience. 12-team playoff, first-round action, 11-seed Tulane at 6-seed Ole Miss. Unbelievable. Tulane wins, as we all know. Sugar Bowl in New Orleans against Georgia. Wow. Heady times on Willow Street. Too cool. Plus, we got 4 games. You got, Mario, Alabama, Oklahoma tonight? Yes. 2 more games tomorrow, or 3 tomorrow, actually. 3 tomorrow, including Ole Miss. Yeah, like 11 a.m., Ole Miss at 2:30, then a late game. Yeah. And all 4 games feature an SEC team.
That's right. Starting in about an hour, 20 minutes.
Yep. Alabama, Oklahoma. SEC versus SEC.
Yes, sir.
Scott Craig knows a little bit about all this. He likes playing around. Put a little $10 bet here, a little $20 bet there. He likes picking college games. He likes picking the pros. Might throw in a little NBA, some hoops action. You never know. Scott Craig from Katie's and Francesca Deli joins us on the program again. What up, Scott?
What's up, Kyrie?
You know, a little of this, a little of that. Hopefully more of that, not this.
Hey, I have to correct you. You said the Ole Miss game is at 2:30 tomorrow. It's the Tulane game that's at 2:30 tomorrow.
Of course.
Get that straight.
Yeah, you're right. The Tulane at Ole Miss. I thought that was sort of understood. The Ole Miss game for Tulane.
Before we get started, I got to give a shout out to the first family of my life: Scott, Tracy, Jordan, Megan, Scott Jr., Han, David. I'm sorry. The Han family. I just left their house. They're dear friends of mine, and I love them dearly. And I just wanted to give a shout out to them because they're watching us right now, Corey.
Yeah, you're right. Christmas coming up, giving season, holidays. Yeah, got to tighten up family and friends with a little shout out.
Yep.
Hey, Scott, before we get into some selections in college and pro, give us some selections going down at Katie's tonight in Mid-City.
Brother, we've got 24-hour braised ossobuco with 5-cheese mac and cheese. It's our famous 5-cheese mac and cheese. Or you can get it with mashed potatoes. Black and red fish over stuffed melon, a little seafood cream. We're also doing a smoked brisket with a 5-cheese mac and cheese. And for brunch this weekend, we've got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Waffle, red velvet waffles, the Grinch's pesto pasta, ho-ho hash browns with a short rib over it. And if you come Sunday, you will see Santa Claus. But unfortunately, the Santa Claus isn't as fat as he used to be.
That's all right.
And that's me. We've got a GLP-1 menu item now on the menu for you GLP-1ers out there. We're doing our blackberry jalapeno grilled chicken breast with bacon, with maple bacon, ham, cheddar cheese, and Swiss cheese baked in the oven. It's an unbelievable dish. I eat it almost every day.
Where'd you come up with that dish, Scott?
I was in the kitchen looking at a chicken breast, and I just decided to put a bunch of cheese and ham and bacon on it. And there's no carbs in it. So I figured that would be a great dish.
Sounds like it.
It's a perfect GLP-1, sponsored by Kronos in Metairie. They're awesome. So what's up, man?
Yeah,
football coming up.
Yep. Got a great football weekend highlighted by Tulane Ole Miss. What do you think's going to go down tomorrow? Now, Scott, I've said this before. I'll say it to you again. I'm like 10-1 on sucker bets this year. I don't look for them. They just appear to me. Tulane, Ole Miss. If I were like just a gambler and I could care less about Tulane or Ole Miss, my brain, the logic says Vegas likes Ole Miss big. The sucker bet is Tulane, and the bet is Ole Miss giving the 17.5. But with all that said, I'm a New Orleanian. I love John Sumrall. I love what the Wave's doing. That hope and want kicks in, emotion. I think, Sumrall's father passed away earlier today. I think Tulane's going to be very focused, and I think Ole Miss has a lot of distractions. I think Tulane played horribly 12 weeks ago. I think it's going to be a different ball game. I think it's going to be close, but you know, that's my heart talking. My brain says sucker bet.
A week ago, I bet Ole Miss -17, and I changed my bet today to Tulane +18. I bet the half point. I bought the half point up. I really like Ole Miss in the first half. It's -10, 10.5, but I think Tulane's going to make it a really close game in the second half. And if it's close, if Tulane can run the ball.
Yep.
Now, Ole Miss's defense has been really not very good against the run all year. They're in the bottom part of the SEC. If Tulane can focus on the run game and keep Ole Miss's offense off the field, because Tulane's secondary is not even in the top 100. That concerns me, but I really think Tulane can cover the spread. And if it's close at the end, I think Tulane can win the game. If we see Ole Miss comes out all discombobulated because they don't have their head coach, they do have LSU's offensive coordinator on loaner.
Yeah. Yep.
But you know, there's a lot of talk about transfer portal and everything. I mean, these players there could be some distraction amongst the players about the transfer portal, and they may not be focused. It's going to be a huge crowd, probably the biggest in Ole Miss history. Sure, it will be. But I think Tulane can keep this game close and potentially win it, and I am not being a homer. I've been thinking about this all week. I've been looking at it. If Tulane can get that vaunted running game going, because they've got a serious running game, if they can get that going against a weaker Ole Miss run defense, they might be able to pull it off, man. I'm really looking forward to this.
And the running game for Tulane's different, Scott. The running game 12 weeks ago, the starter now who's earned it the last month was on the bench, wasn't even playing. And now he's the starter and he's having great games. So it's a different running game that Tulane has. And you're right. Ole Miss's defense is a little better, but they're not dominant by any stretch.
No, they're not. And I really believe Tulane can keep this game close and potentially win it. And it'll be one of the biggest upsets you can remember.
Yeah. Yep.
Because honestly, you know, the point spread, Oregon's 21 over James Madison. And Oregon is going to boat race James Madison. You know, I really don't think James Madison should be in this, but they are. And Oregon's going to boat race.
Well, that's kind of like
can win this.
the Oregon James Madison, like 55-10. That's what people think Ole Miss Tulane's going to be. And they even have a earlier game this season where Ole Miss won by 5 touchdowns.
Corey, Tulane was not the team they are right now. And also, talking to the coaches, as you know, I know the coaches. That was the worst game they played all year. And nothing went right for them. They had a buttload of turnovers, a lot of penalties. I think they had 12 penalties or something. That's not going to happen tomorrow. This team's focused. John Summerall wants to be there. He's their coach. They want him to be there. There is no beef over John Summerall taking the Florida job with Tulane. There's no beef at all. So I think they're going to be focused. I think they're going to do well, and they are going to be motivated because of what happened today. Or last night. So I'm fired up about Tulane. I really think they can pull this off. I desperately want Oklahoma to beat Alabama tonight. I did put a small wager on Oklahoma. They're at home, and their defense is outrageous. I think they could easily win the 21-10 game.
What's the line on that? Oklahoma by like 2 or 3?
Oklahoma is 1.
1. See, the Vegas guys think Alabama's the better team by 2 points. At home, Alabama would be favored by 5. You know, so that's interesting. Yeah, I'm not that enamored by Oklahoma, and I kind of think Alabama with that loss was exactly what they needed because they were on that win streak. You know, they started like 2-2 and ripped off like 7-8 wins in a row, whatever, 7. So that
Alabama's
loss.
got no run game, man.
No, they don't.
Alabama's got no run game. And Oklahoma may have the best defense in the country. They are vicious. They are vicious. I think they're going to beat Alabama tonight. And, man, I hope they do.
Well, hold that thought, Scott. Hold that thought. We're going to come right back. Scott Craig's with us from Katie's, Francesca Deli. Every day, this program on radio, television, social media, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood. Coming right back, New Orleans.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers affordably and reliably. The Fence Man uses only the highest quality materials and products, whether wood, aluminum, or chain link. For fences and automatic gates, you got to see the Fence Man. TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years. Serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees. Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. Lebanon's Cafe.
Real New Orleans conversation.
No place like New Orleans.
Corey Johnson.
Yeah, you're right. Tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 in Oxford, Mississippi, the Tulane Green Wave taking on Ole Miss. The winner advances to the Sugar Bowl and Georgia. Heady times on Willow Street. Scott Craig's with us from Katie's and Francesca Deli. Hey, Scott, before we get into more selections, it's seafood night at Francesca in Lakeview.
Yes, it is. It's always seafood night.
What's on that seafood platter?
Oh, we've got catfish, shrimp, oysters, crab cake, usually. But I mean, we've been so busy. Like we hadn't done meatloaf in 2 weeks on Wednesday because we've had so much catering. But if anybody out there needs catering, we can still do it. If you need gift cards, we can still do it at Francesca or Katie's. So please contact. By the way, two dear friends of mine are sitting at the bar at Katie's tonight. I just saw them. The Cortellos. They own Luca Eats, and they know you, and they absolutely love you.
I remember.
On about,
I remember wonderful Karen, who had passed away a few years back. Karen Cortello was one of the sweetest girls I ever knew in my life.
Yeah. Well, this is Daryl. That would have been his sister, I believe.
Yep.
Daryl and Ellen is his wife.
No,
And,
Cortellos are as New Orleans as anybody, Scott. You know that.
Yeah. They're unbelievable people. Before Hurricane Katrina, we were talking about them buying Katie's. They almost bought Katie.
Wow.
And then the storm came, and the rest is history. I'm glad I didn't sell it.
What are they doing now?
They own Luca Eats. It's a little restaurant off of Carrollton.
What is it called?
Luca, Luca Eats. It's off of Broadway and Claiborne and Carrollton, right in that area. It's right on the cemetery. I forget which cemetery that is, by Jeanette Street.
Oh, yeah.
Breakfast spot. Yeah.
I got you. Like I got up in there. Wow. So it's like in my grandmother would say the university section of New Orleans.
Yes, it is. And they're there every morning. You know, and Daryl's always there, and it's just the sweetest family ever.
So that's like in between Broadway, Carrollton, Claiborne, and Ferret.
Correct.
Gotcha. Right. And what's it called again?
With them, Luca Eats. Luca Eats. EATS.
Wow, I'm gonna have to go check that out.
When we adopted Connor, they used to have a house or a condo over in Bay St. Louis, and we adopted Connor in Biloxi. And the day we picked him up and we were driving him back, we stopped there to visit them because the whole family was there, and they were the first family to meet Connor.
Wow.
When he was just a baby.
Wow.
Just a baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Scott. Luca Eats. I'm going to go check it out. Luca, hey, will you tell the Cortellos hello for me and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and tell them I miss Karen? She was so sweet.
Yep, I absolutely will.
Yeah, we worked in radio together like 30 years ago, literally.
Yep.
Karen was beautiful, man.
By the way, another big one tomorrow. I like Miami plus the 4. I bet it up to 4 at Texas A&M. I do like Miami.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a ballsy one. But a lot of my prognosticators that I know are giving me that one. So
all right,
that's a good play tomorrow.
What else you got, Scott?
Well, I kind of like the Saints Sunday, but it's gone up to 6 now. I like Oregon, like over James Madison. I already told you that. I like the Jaguars plus 4. They're playing at Denver. They're getting 4 points. You want to bet a little basketball tonight? I've got the Thunder and Timberwolves under 233, and I've got the Wisconsin Badgers minus 4 tonight. And then I got the Steelers, and I love, man, in the bowl game, Houston and LSU. Bet the house on Houston. They want to win that game so bad, and I really think a lot of people are going to be ready to leave LSU, get out the door, including the head coach. I think he's ready to go to Ole Miss.
It's Houston, LSU in Houston in the Texas Bowl. What's the spread on that one?
It's minus 2, Houston.
Houston's favored by 2?
At least it was. It might be more than that now, bro, because of what I just said. Let me look.
No, I mean,
more than that.
Houston favored by 2 makes me think LSU is the sucker bet. Like Houston would be the selection. I'm in agreement with you. I think LSU is going to go in there just half-ass. And I think Willie Fritz and Houston, they're playing for this year and for next year. There's no doubt. Houston wants the game. They're fired up about it. They won like 8 or 9 games for the first time, bowl eligible in years.
Right.
And LSU, it's like, we don't even feel like playing this game. I think you're right on it. And Vegas says it all. Houston by 2. I mean, LSU's a seasoned program that's been around a while. Houston's an upstart.
Yep, I've got a quadruple play on that.
No, I think you're right. I think the sucker bet is LSU, sadly.
Bet. Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Wow. Hope I'm wrong on those sucker bets, Ole Miss and Houston.
I do like the Steelers this weekend too. But, anyway.
Yeah, they got to make their playoff run. It's that or bust. And this is, the quarterback's last hurrah, Aaron Rodgers. Any final thoughts until we do it again, Scott Craig?
I want everyone to have a happy holidays and most importantly, a merry, merry, merry Christmas. Remember what Christmas is about. It's about the man we love, Jesus. So just remember that.
And if you're not like us, Scott, where you don't believe in God or Jesus, whatever, just know that Christmas is about the giving season. Be a good human being and give to other people. Give.
Every day is about the giving season, Corey. That's what it's all about.
No, you're right, Scott.
It's really all about taking care of others.
You're right.
You're
right.
I love doing that, man. I did something today that made me feel so good. If you just do something nice every day, something to change someone's life, something to make someone's day better, do it. Any chance you get. And I'm telling you, you will lead a fulfilled life. My life is really fulfilled, and I just really care about others. And I love, 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 love this city. And I love the people in it. And I love that we have an incredible future.
What a great way to end the segment today. Scott, you're the man. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, bro.
You too, pal. Later.
That's Scott Craig. Get to Katie's. Francesca Deli over the holidays. Corey Johnson with you. 5 o'clock powwow. We're winding down on this Fantasy Friday. See you Monday, straight up 4 o'clock. Blue Boy says, have a great weekend. And I concur with Blue Boy. Oh, Blue Boy.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.